And yeah. So last time we did stuff, and then we're in China. That's all. And China is, we're in a city in China. That's all I remember. Hasn't been a long time since I played this myself, so still looks okay. It's got a good style. I remember when I first played this, I remember I never took the update that hurts you because I could never find it. Yeah. I remember the first time I played the game, I immediately took the update because I'm an idiot. And then I'm like, oh, when the reveal happens that it's actually a trick.
Last week, I'm starting to get worried. She missed 3 days of work already. You don't think, Chan?
Oh no, don't tell me I left my purse in there with May.
I told you, I am not.
May, you have a cut.
Oh, was that not what I was supposed to do? I genuinely thought, oh. We'll retake that one. Because I'm pretty sure I just locked myself out of a quest. Or some sort of conversation. I'm equivalent was like, at least I just never attempted to update his OS. Yeah, well, nowadays your OS will nag you to death to update it, so.
Have you seen Ning lately?
Not since last.
Nothing makes me angrier when I see that little update symbol in the bottom corner for what's it called, for Windows.
May, you have a customer. Get to work.
You're not a customer, are you?
What makes you say that?
The way you move, your attitude.
And what's my attitude?
Police, or soldier, someone on business. So why are you here?
I heard your argument. What was that all about?
They want me to get augmentations. For the customer's pleasure. It's sick. I quit before I ever let them touch me.
Sounded like they don't consider it an option.
They don't. I am lucky, I guess. I've been here the longest. It has advantages. But the new girls, they're
Well,
not so
technically,
lucky.
if you stalk someone
They are
before,
forced to get augments.
if you stop someone
bad.
committing a mugging before
One
they're
of the
committing a
girls who
mugging, they
work
haven't
here,
committed a crime,
me,
I guess,
she's
in
been
some
gone for
twisted
days.
logic.
I fear they took her and will force her to get augmented. You seem like a good man. I am desperate. Please, can you help? I can pay you.
Okay, I'll help your friend.
I will say,
I knew I was right about you, Mr.
Jensen.
Jensen.
overall,
I fear
this game
no
still
time.
looks
You must find
okay,
Ning before they leash her with
style-wise.
augments.
I will say
Yes,
that
they call it that. They leash their girls with augments to keep them under control by supplying neuropazine. I do not know
the
where they
NPCs
keep
like
Ning,
this
just that it is somewhere
individual
in Dagong district.
do not
Specific
look very
location,
good.
I tell you, I do not have one. But there is a bouncer here, Chuan Li. He works with these people. He will know where Ning is.
Like she
He goes
is.
to the roof to smoke often. Look for him there. You
She
might
looks
be able
so
to
rough.
convince him to reveal the place.
Anything else you can give me?
Yes. The men holding Ning. They most likely work with local triad gang here, the harvesters. If you look for some of them around, maybe you find Ning better.
Got it.
You were awesome, baby.
Jensen, you lost or something? Didn't think it would take this long to check out one apartment.
I took a detour. Tell me something, Malik. You think a smart card with a Tai Young Medical logo on it will come in handy in this town?
TYM, the global leader in augmentation technology. They put up almost half the cash to build this city, so maybe. Why are you asking?
No reason. Just thinking ahead.
It reeks of. I like Russ Scott's review of this game. I don't think it's a bad game, but it reeks of artificial difficulty or artificial game in its story and balancing. I'd like to. Can you elaborate a bit on that? Like, what does that mean? Because it's like, what is artificial game? Because it's like one of those things where it's like, if you want to be pedantic, could you say that about anything? I'm not trying to put you on the spot, please. Don't. I'm genuinely curious. I don't know what that means. I thought these games were generally like the new Deus Exes were relatively well regarded, at least in my estimation. These games had this one in particular had a ton of memes, which is clearly how you know a game is quality based on its memes.
Shove off before I shove you off.
I'm here to see you.
Uh-huh. What about?
Ning,
Open the phone book. Plenty of them in there.
your friends are holding her. I can make it worth your while if you tell me where.
Worth my while? Yeah, maybe. Let's see some credits first, the tough guy, and then maybe I'll tell you where to find her.
I gotta make sure she's okay first. She'll be a lot more valuable to me and you if she's alive and in one piece, if you know what I mean.
I get it. Smart businessman you are. Okay. I'll tell you. They're holding her on a small side street just off the open gutter in the Daigong district. But listen, I didn't say anything, right?
You know, I feel like, I don't know, I can get the, I would say those are fair criticisms, and I would argue, I think especially the second one, I don't really get the complaint. I don't get the complaint of I feel like that's something that happens in every game though, where an enemy will fire infinite bullets at you, and then when you loot them, you do not find, you know, the extra stash of 37 mags that they had. I feel like that's one of those things that's just kind of ends up as like a gameplay concession in most things. You know, I've been playing a couple RPGs. Like I immediately thought of something like Fallout. I've been playing Fallout 4, and like only a couple months ago I played New Vegas. You know, you can fight a guy with a rifle, and then you loot him, and he had 5 rounds of that rifle like left on him.
Why not?
You know,
Don't tell me.
and it doesn't matter if he shot 30 times or if he shot once. He always has the 5 rounds on him. So I feel like that's just like a gameplay. I feel like that's just like a gameplay concession that games have to do, because until you have really good AI, it's a case of you can always just, like, what? A player could just outwait until an enemy's wasted all their ammo and then just kill them because they don't have any bullets. And as for the first one, where everyone's talking about augmentations, like everyone, I guess it's like, this is like, I don't know, this is like, you know what I think would be a good comparison? It's for people to just killing everyone. Well, you could just do it anyway. you could, but like that's weird if it's specifically for the game that they've said that. I feel like a good comparison for everyone talking about augmentations is something you want to compare it to something today. Try to go anywhere on the internet now without someone talking about AI. You know, or anywhere else where people or how many people or websites for everything now are saying about how they're using AI or doing something with AI or something AI this, that, the other thing. It's like a hot button thing. And you have to think that AI as we have it in reality is nowhere near as groundbreaking or as significant as augmentations. Like you look at like Jensen, like, you know, he's almost completely machine. Like if that sort of technology was real, you would not be able to go anywhere without someone talking about it. And it would be an interesting thing too, of the whole thing of like, there are a lot of people who are against it, and especially in the Chicago sections of the game, you have just gone, there was like a riot that had just, or like maybe not riot, like a protest demonstrations that had been going on against augmentations, and you know, your plant was attacked. Like it would be like the most significant thing to ever happen in human history, where it's like, you know, oh, here's a fucking arm that we can attach to your body that is 10 times better than a human arm in every single way, though, like a normal arm, in every single way. And the idea of like, well, why would you, you know, maybe you only hire people with augmentations, or maybe you only hire, like, it would be something that, I'm rambling. It would be someone, it would be someone, it would be something that everyone would be talking about. Website, sure, but comparing that to the original Deus Ex plan, people basically never mention augmentations in any capacity. Talk about greed, terrorism. Well, I think it's just a case of that these two games, I only have people with augmented brains. I think it's a case of that both these games are trying to be something different, and I think there's a decent comparison to the original. Granted, I haven't played the original in a while. I feel like the original also too, I think, what year was the original taking place in? Because this is still technically a prequel to the original, I think? I don't know if it is a separate continuity. Deus Ex. So yeah, because yeah, this game's taking place in 2027, and the original is in 2052. So it's a case of like, this is again, where I think it's just taking it in a different way. Where yes, I think the original Deus Ex was more about, I think really about sort of when I think the original Deus Ex, I think conspiracy. When I think the original, I think conspiracy. I think there is a big mystery. There is like, clearly there's something deeper going on than the surface, than what like you're being presented as JC in the original. Where this one I think is more, it has that conspiracy aspects, definitely, but it's really trying to do more about the idea of, you know, augmentation, and how that would really sort of just change human society, you know, being able to, you know, alter your body in a way that is extreme, and that would make you better than an average person. I think it's just they took a different, they're trying to do something, they're trying to address different themes with this game than the original. And I think they're different. I think they are very different, and I do agree that, I don't know, I'd have to play the original. I do think the original has a bit stronger gameplay, for the most part. I do think this game suffers a bit from like mid-2000s syndrome in a lot of ways, where it feels, I don't know, all the games from this era had a bit of a stank to them. And I feel like this one, you can feel it in this one. It's a very hard to describe sort of je ne sais quoi of what the game feels like and looks like.
Yes, many business people from Upper Hengsha go there.
Yeah, my main disappointment with this game is that we're only a few years off from 2027. We don't got no robot arms. I'm so disappointed. It has a taste of design, minor design by committee. I do agree. There probably is a little bit of that. Another way to explain it is that it was made by French Canadians. Now, It was made by French Canadians who are notorious. They make some good games, but they also make some games that have a bit of a they have a je ne sais quoi you could say to them, and that some of them are weird.
再多住几个月吧，没办法。当初大永机械收购我们公司的时候，我的工资就下降了不少。我前阵子回纽约的时候，看了电视里面的新闻。
I do think this game also has maybe a bit of a they really aimed high, and they didn't get as maybe like I don't know how much time or money they had to develop this, but you know, maybe if they had more time or money it would be better. It does feel a little truncated. It's a very small game. Yeah, stuff like that where it's like you can do all that sort of stuff and it doesn't really have any long-term effects. It's like
You're in the wrong part of town, Lao Lad. Go back. You're in the wrong part of town, Lao Lad. Go back. You're in the wrong part.
Leave me.
I am stealth. I will say one thing about this game: it has the best hacking minigame I've ever played.
Access granted.
Leave me. Who are you?
Your friend May sent me. She said you were in trouble. Are you hurt?
May. Thank God. And no, I'm fine. They didn't touch me. Not yet, anyway. You hadn't come, though. How did you find me?
I asked around. I can be persuasive.
I have to get out of here.
You sure you're okay? Can you leave here on your own?
Yes, thank you. Whoever you are, thank you so much. I need to go. I need to get out of this city.
So I've had some issues with this game crashing.
Tell her.
I've also noticed that when I do the takedown animations, the game like hitches pretty hard, and so I'm afraid that one time I'll use it and the game will just go, okay, I die, and then the game will just crash. So I don't like using the what's it called, the melee. This game is borderline coming to the age where it starts to not be friendly with modern stuff, with modern hardware. For example, and this granted, this is the version I'm playing right now is the original release of Deus Ex. I'm not playing the director's cut, which I do have on Steam as well. And the reason why is the director's cut is a mess. The director's cut is
I feel like the only place to work around
the director's cut is actually the Wii U version ported, and it has significant issues on systems with too many CPU cores. If you get over like a certain amount of CPU cores, it goes no and refuses to run. And then you have to do a bunch of roundabout bullshit and like registry edits to get it to please tell me Wii U version is a stupid joke. In what way? Because it is the Wii U version. Yeah, from what I've read, it might be wrong, it might be internet bullshit, but from what I've read is that it's the Wii U version that's been essentially ported over. I don't know. Anyone remember the Wii U? I bet Nintendo doesn't want people to remember the Wii U. I bet Nintendo doesn't want to remember the Wii U. Yeah, but it doesn't like to run on things with multiple CPU cores, and so with modern CPUs having like 85,000 cores, it's not gonna run.
species stepped up to make things better.
Oh my god, yeah, those horrid fucking quote unquote remakes of GTA 3 and Vice City. Those were fucking travesties. I've seen people play it. I remember one guy, there was a he went to one of the Sprunk machines while playing San Andreas in that remake thing, and he stood there for like 40 minutes just buying like sprites and drinking them until the game crashed. It was pretty good. Quality entertainment.
Lim International welcomes you. You are preferred client? Select what you want from computer.
Yeah, it was weird because the game would generate a can. He would get the sprunk, drink it, and then he would throw the can away, and he would just keep like it would just. I guess it just got to the point where it would overflow. Like I'm guessing it would be just too many sprunk cans, and the game would just go, okay, time to die, and then that's it.
You're very welcome, sir.
So this is Hey guys, welcome to my inventory. Here you see I got my stun gun, I got my 10mm pistol, got my ammo, I got my 4 jars of protein powder. This shit is worth its weight in gold in this game because you need it to level or to make your batteries recharge. Now we got 4 Praxis. What are we gonna get? I almost am tempted to spend it all on hacking because I love hacking so much. Hacking is... This might actually come in handy. We're gonna get some hacking. And then we're gonna do... I kind of try not to get into damage, so I don't know how much the thermal armor is gonna really be useful. Energy regen is useful, but extra energy. Well, I'll do some energy. Grab one of each of those, and then aim stabilizer. No. We'll do inventory cap. There we go. Now we have the full inventory unlocked. That's a good early game. Oh, another thing that the director's cut does that is really, really strange because the whole game's visual style is based around it, is it removes the gold tint. It removes like the gold tint overlay that the entire game kind of has. Which is really weird because I know, like, I can understand not liking the gold tint and how everything kind of has a yellow shade to it, but that's clearly intentional. That's clearly like an art direction thing.
It doesn't happen often, folks, but it appears that I may have to retract.
Yeah, they replaced it with a... Yeah, again, it's like that... Well, that exposes it, is that you take away the gold tint and you realize, oh, wow, this game is very drab. And it's like, yes, but that's why they made it gold. That is very 2000s, mid-2000s syndrome. This game does look pretty drab, especially if you do something like remove the gold tint. It is... games of this time frame were very muddy, very browns, very grays, very... Ugh. It was like... It was the... They literally swapped it for a gray filter. Oh my... I thought you were being like, oh, when you remove the gold, it becomes like awful gray. No, they... Oh my god. That's really funny.
Access granted.
That's like That's like actually funny.
Access granted.
That's really funny. I'm still thinking that they actually did that. That's actually hysterical. But yeah, the many of these games though were very ugly. It was the time of realism, quote realism in games, where everything had to be realistic and muddy brown awful. It's kind of funny because it's like makes me think of like something like that's one thing. I think of Cyberpunk. I think of Cyberpunk 2077, and it's a very colorful game. It's a very vivid game. There's so much color in that world, and yet it's completely realistic, and yet it has color, as if you need to strip the color away to make something realistic. Roscott's review shows a side-by-side at some point. The intro with your GF in the lab. Someone pulled it out of a fireplace. Jesus. That's a very good descriptor of describing something as being gray. This game walked so that Cyberpunk could run. Sure, Cyberpunk did trip over itself and skin its knees, but eventually got good. Thank you for following. Yeah, it was a really, really bad thing when I figured out that you could make the follow sounds different.
Access granted.
I can't unsee it now. Now that you have told me that they like really limited the ammo and stuff like that as a means of sort of just making it so you can't kill everyone and stuff like that. I'm noticing it now, where I pick up an assault rifle and some ammo, and I get like 10 rounds. $10 ammo in that rifle is insanely high. Oh my god.
Access granted.
Like bonkers high? Oh no. So that was 5 shotgun cartridges. 2 revolver ammo. Not 1, 2. I guess I never noticed it because every time I've played this game, I think every time I have done stealth. And so I'm usually not killing too many people. Can you capture this? What's happening? Why can't I fucking capture these nodes? No, oh no, it's broken. I can't click anymore. Oh no, never mind. I'm an idiot.
Access granted.
Okay, credits. No pistol. 7 pistol ammo. How generous. actually genuinely can't believe that now. You've ruined this. You've ruined the ammo pickups in this game for me now. I'm just gonna constantly be like, oh wow. Again, it's weird because a lot of games will do something like this, but the fact that you've said it and that it was very intentional has gotten to me now.
Access granted.
Oh god, more things to hack. This is the hack stream.
Access granted.
Yeah, Stalker does a lot of things well because it is the highest quality of Slav jank made by people who don't give a shit in terms of any sort of conventions. They're gonna do something crazy, you know. Very high those kind of games always have very high aspirations despite maybe not having the money or technical I guess not capability, but like technical, what's the word? Not having the good enough computers for it, or like, you know, systems to make things. Yeah, I remember playing Stalker for the first time when I was like a small child boy. Was so cool because I had not seen a game like it, and I had a ton of fun doing it, playing through those games at like 15.
Ning, did you find her?
Are you talking about the game where you have to look at your tits to see your health?
She's safe, but running. I think she plans on leaving the city.
She always is a smart girl. I'm glad. I will contact her to make sure she is safe. As promised, here's your payment. If you want more, I have another task. Something suitable for a man of your many talents. Are you interested?
My interest would depend on the task.
By now, I'm sure you heard of Diamond Chan. He is evil man who feeds off the pain and misery of this city. If we are to stay in peace here, he must be taken care of.
You want me to kill Chan?
Yes, but you must make it look like an accident or suicide.
There has to be another way to remove Chan from the picture without resorting to murder.
There is. I have access to certain stimulants.
Oh, I'm thinking of Jurassic Park Trespasser, where you have to look down at you look down and you're playing as a female character, as a female protagonist, and when you look down, you can just like look down your cleavage, and there's like a little heart tattoo on your tits.
So knock him out,
and that's your health bar.
And come back here to me. I have a friend. He works with the police. I'll contact him and he'll make sure Chan is arrested.
That's one of those games that I don't know anything about. Like, I've seen people play it. They load up the game, they look down at the tits, they get attacked by a raptor and die, and then they never touch it again. And like, that's all you see of it on the internet.
I'll do it.
Good. I'll give you the address of Diamond Chan's apartment. It is on one of the nearby rooftops. Lower Hengsha is a dangerous place. Simply knock Chan out, then drop his body into the alley below. Gravity will do the rest. But if you wish only to get Chan arrested, take these drugs. Plant them somewhere in his apartment after you've knocked him out.
Oh,
When you
I
are
just looked
done,
up Intruder. Yes,
return
I've
to
seen
me,
people play
and
that.
I will contact my friend in the police. He will do the rest.
It seems like one of those games that are like it seems like one of those games that are just like
Chen should be
multiplayer
alone.
shenanigans.
He
The
is too
game.
proud to have bodyguards around. But be careful. Even alone, Chen is dangerous.
Got it.
Mr. Jensen, remember not to cause any wounds on Diamond Chan that make it look like murder. Any suspicion will bring us more trouble from his friends.
So no tranquilizers or peps. Which means strictly hand-to-hand submission shouldn't be a problem.
That is good, yes. Good luck, Mr. Jensen. I will wait here.
Wait, this quest doesn't make any sense. How would? Okay, I can't use a tranquilizer gun because that would be obvious. But I can punch him in the face and knock him unconscious. It kind of is funny, especially with ragdolls when someone could try climbing over a handrail small like the neck. Where's the gun person in this? It's right here, isn't it? Holy shit.
You want best in the city? You come to...
I just want to sell stuff. I want to sell all this plentiful ammo I found. Target seeking upgrade? What is this for? Combat rifles machine pistol. It's kind of cool. No, so this game does not have a very big arsenal.
You make me poor. Deal with you, no... I got fortune.
Yeah, I've kind of realized it, is that one thing about playing this game is that the UI does not scale well up to modern resolutions. I feel like I need fucking binoculars to see my health.
What are you looking for, Lao Wei? Guns?
Binoculars. I wish this poster was higher res. Actually, I don't need to. I can. Okay, what? Okay, this is clearly this is an augmentation poster. Face, tits, crotch. My favorite thing from the original Deus Ex was being able to chain smoke enough cigarettes to kill you.
Access granted.
Augmented aerial. Oh god, it reminds. Oh my gee, like fucking Austin Powers. The fucking the what's it called, the fucking the fembots that have machine guns in their tits.
Access granted.
I feel like the whole Austin Powers series is a series of movies that I saw a lot as a kid, despite really not I really shouldn't have seen it. Yeah, like that is not a movie appropriate for children. If I had to say, I've seen the Austin Powers movies more before I was 15 than I did after I was 15. Oh my god, look at all this shit.
Access granted.
So what we do here is we make the super pistol. Man, I remember it was this game. You know what? Coming back to it, the more it's been a decade since I played this game, and now playing it again, and I realize how weird it is, because and you're right with some of this, like, because this was like a big game when it came out. Like, it was in terms of like advertisement and people being excited for it, because it's like, oh, it's Deus Ex and da 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 da, and it looks so cool. And one of the things that was really weird, that despite this being a very popular game, is there is some quirky design, and it's something that I knew for years, but just replaying it now as an adult, I've realized how weird it is. The boss fights were outsourced to a different company. Like, that was one of the biggest negative negative points of the game when it launched, was that the boss fights are terrible, because the boss fights are pure combat. There is no way to engage with them as a stealth person or with hacking or anything. You have to just shoot them with a gun until they die. And it was because the fucking boss fights were outsourced to a different company that had no fucking idea what this game was supposed to be. And it just strikes me how weird that is. Because that's like...
Access granted.
Like, imagine playing like a Dark Souls game and learning that like the fucking bosses were outsourced to a company, and they thought they were making like a Devil May Cry game, and so like it doesn't make any sense. And then From Software comes out and says, "Oh yeah, we outsourced this to a different company." You'd be like, "Wait, what the fuck?" Look at this fucking setup here. TV, and then he's got his surround sound up where he has like, this is like deafness. Look, imagine, oh, you're watching a fucking movie and the speakers are right here. That's actually, if I have to hack this guy's computer, I'm not doing it. Okay. Yeah, this... That is satisfying. I will say those I'm not a big fan of those canned animations. I think that's another thing that was around this time, was that canned animations. Oh, we have a mocap studio where we can do fucking animations like that. But they are satisfying. They got some good sound. They got some good Foley. Like, you can really feel when Jensen punches someone in the face. It's like, yep, that jaw is broken. Oh my god, we've actually hit the fucking cap for saves. Oh no. Guess we'll just start re-saving over these ones. Cutting close.
Access granted.
Nope. Come on, there we go. Bullets. How many bullets is this? 5.
Who's holding up the damn elevator? No idea, sir. Well, you better. Find out. That elevator has to be free at all times. Anyone down?
Nope. I forgot I had cloaking this whole time.
Here now. It was.
This game really wants me to do hacking this stream.
Access granted.
Get word to Pritchard, Malik. The hacker who's been attacking us goes by the handle Windmill. Real name's Ari Van Bruggen. Bell Tower's been brought in to arrest him.
Arrest or get rid of?
Either way, he found out someone was gunning for him and took off. We need to find him.
There's a nightclub near where I dropped you called the Hive. It's notorious in black market circles. If this Dutchman is running, his first stop will be there.
I'll have a chat with the owner.
That's how you know you can't trust him. He's Dutch. Coming back around to the Austin Powers, there's 2 things I can't stand. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch.
Jensen, figured you might want a heads up before you stroll into the Hive. The owner's name is Tong Si Hung, Tong being his last name. Rumor is, he's tied to the Triads.
China's organized crime lords. How wonderful. Anyone else want a piece of this pie?
Why'd she have to specify that Tong is his last name? Is that just that's like an audience thing? That's like
I think bringing in Bell Tower to police the city is a great thing for Shanghai.
that joke reminds me of, or that joke that reminds me of or that just like that's like trying to knock the fucking player, or not knock. It's trying to be like, hey, in some East Asian cultures, the family given name order is reversed. So you just so you know from what it is in the West. I haven't seen too much about Dustborn because I try not to associate with games that look like obvious fucking shit. It looks like cringe. It looks like someone's like really bad political cringe. Maybe I should just start deleting these saves. I'm gonna get fucking so lost in wherever my last save is. Oh no. Can I delete these? I can. Alright, I will do that off stream because that will be boring. 5 minutes of deleting saves.
Has Chen been taken care of?
I planted the drugs and left him
Well,
unconscious.
if
in
there's
his
one
apartment.
thing that
Your
people
friend should have no trouble with the arrest.
if
I will
that
contact
bad
him
writers
immediately.
is that
Thank you.
Just glad I could help.
You saved
I feel
us,
like that's
Mr.
like almost like a
Jensen.
trope that like of
Money
bad
does not
writers
feel like
is
enough thanks for what you have done.
making
But
a,
here's
like
the
a
payment
character
promised.
like making a
I
hypocrite
hope
character
you will
and
be
not realizing
satisfied
it.
with it. 喂，Jen，
You know?
是没？
Like that's like making a character it's like, "Oh, this is bad." And then but that character does that or sometimes even worse. But not realizing it, and then it's like your entire point falls flat. Like of just like oftentimes you'll see it where it's like character will be castigated for a certain action. And it's like this action is wrong and this character is wrong for doing it. And then sometimes in the same chapter, scene, episode, the protagonist will do the same thing. And it's like right over the head of the writer. And it's like, are you trying to write parody? Or are you just that bad? Often I feel like a lot of this stuff is just people who suck at writing. People who are just really shit at writing.
The Hive is a members only club, Lao Wai. Without a membership card, I can't let you in.
You telling me I gotta pay to get into this dive?
We've got a reputation to keep. Can't let just anyone get in here.
Just anyone with the money.
No pay, no play. You want in or not?
Maybe another time.
All right, your business. You come back and see me if you change your mind.
Yeah, I heard that. It's like, oh man, that must. It's like your tax dollars going to making bad video games. It's fucking fun. It's funny to me. That's just like I know. It's like It's just that just makes me laugh. I guess it's one of those, man, just like the idea of like, oh, you know, an art fund. It's like we're supporting our local game devs through some sort of thing, and it's like they make garbage, and it's like they can make good games. These game development funds can make good games. Off the top of my head, I think of The Long Dark. I think got money from some Canadian thing, like a Canadian media fund. And The Long Dark is pretty good. I think so.
You've got to be kidding me. The owner of the most popular
Shit, it's gone.
If you like survival games, if you like survival games, if you like winter, and if you like misery, it's a good game.
You work here?
Yeah, you could say that.
Good. I need to see your boss.
Really? Well, I'm sorry, Guilo. Mr. Tong Zihong sees no one today.
Look, I didn't come halfway around the world to take no for an answer. Do us both a favor and tell me where he is.
Or what? You get mad and tear down a few walls with those enhancements of yours? This place isn't named the Hive for nothing. It's got plenty of worker bees come out of the paneling to stop you. What is it you think Mr. Tong do for you anyway?
I'm looking for someone. A cybersecurity specialist named Ari Van Bruggen. You know him?
Never heard of him. What'd he do? Steal your girl? Owe you money?
He had a job go bad, and now he's on the run from the people who hired him. But you knew that already, because a man like Mr. Tong doesn't hire idiots. And this is the first place people like Van Bruggen come when they need help. So stop wasting my time and take me to Tong.
You've got it backward, boy. You're wasting my time. Van Bruggen is minor league player. Tong knows who he is. He just don't care. He's got bigger things to worry about.
You expect me to fall for that? Small-timers don't attract this much attention. They don't have bell tower soldiers staking out their apartments. Van Bruggen's pissed off somebody big. And there's no way Tong's going to ignore that kind of development in his town.
You're smarter than you look, yeah? Tong is keeping a close eye on things. Like you said, he's no fool. Van Bruggen is the hottest thing in town right now. But nobody in Hengsha is going to let an outsider in on the action, especially not a Guido. You don't know the rules of the game around here.
Give me a break. I've been on this island long enough to know that Van Bruggen can't leave without Tong's help. He has to be hiding in Lower Hengsha somewhere, and Tong can tell me where.
You're pretty quick on the uptake, but you're still behind in the game. We hide Van Bruggen somewhere safe, but Tong's not going to tell you where. Now you can leave here with dignity. You know more than you came in with. Just don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
All I need from Van Bruggen is information. The same information his enemies are trying to keep from getting out. There's no point in them going after him anymore once he tells me what he knows. So if Tong lets me see him now, in the long run, it'll make his life easier.
You want to bring the Dragon Queen down on your head instead of the Dutchman's? I should sell tickets for that. All right. You can see Tong in his office downstairs. I'll radio the bees to let you through.
This is Tong, by the way. This is Tong. How you know? Is because he's much higher poly than every other character in this place. It's like that old meme of like it's like a picture of a fucking like anime character protagonist in a crowd of other anime characters, and it's like, guess which one's the protagonist? And it's like the character with like big spiky hair. This NPC is named. They must be important. This NPC has more than 3 polygons on their face that are actually important.
You see this? And to screw it up in the 4th, I'm just flushing my money down the pot.
You're Tong?
Hey, you only work that out now. Guess you're not as sharp as you think. How about you tell me who you work for? Then I decide what I tell you about Van Bruggen.
Does the name Seraph Industries ring any bells?
Seraph Industries? Isn't that American company stole all the headlines a while back?
He's also cross-eyed. Look at that.
Business?
Or is that
Why
like?
wouldn't we be?
Oh, that's
Check
weird.
the news. Biotech corporations seem to be failing a lot these days, especially the ones who are making enhancements. Van Bruggen's in the Alice Garden pods. Capsule 301. Place is a rat hole, but it's useful sometimes. Make sure you leave him in the same shape you find him.
And if I don't?
Your call. But those implants of yours might look even more special on somebody else.
Oh shit, I just remembered I need a gun for this part. Oh my god, I remember now. The fucking guy, you have to give him a gun to help him get out if you want to save him. And it's only like a little thing, but...
Malik, you
shit, do I have a gun? I'm not giving him my pistol.
Tong is helping Van Bruggen. He stashed him in the Alice Garden pods.
Thought as much. A hacker who knows his way around corporate firewalls would make a valuable asset for the Triads.
What's behind this door? It's a fucking 5 lock. Yeah, we'll do it.
The pod's my...
Oh, you can kill all the
Want me to run
security for him?
interference?
Oh.
No,
I just never did
don't
that.
put
I
yourself
always
at
just
risk.
left.
I'm heading there now.
I always just like went. I always just like walked out. You know, that's one of the things about this game is that if you have stealth, it's like if you have the cloaking, you can just like leave a lot of places. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Access granted.
Probably not even gonna be worth it. It's literally just a door upstairs. Yeah. Yeah. My main weapon was a vending machine. I know exactly what you mean.
That's right.
Hey, leaving already, tough guy? Because you might want to go over to the bar and order yourself a drink before you do. Maybe Bobby will have something for you.
Bobby?
The bartender. The real bartender, that is.
Oh my god, you just...
Thanks.
You mentioning
You do
like
that.
using physics objects in this game unlocked a memory. Playing this game over a decade ago on the Xbox 360, I was in this area in Hengsha. I picked up a fire extinguisher off a wall, and just for fun, I threw it. I had like the throwing enhancement, so I picked up a fire extinguisher and just threw it randomly, and I killed an NPC with it. Like a random civilian just got a fire extinguisher to their fucking head.
You got a favorite poison?
Looks like Tong's running a nice operation here.
You for hire? Because a suspicious man might not appreciate you asking.
A suspicious man might also wonder what kind of job gets handed off to strangers. But all right, I'll bite. What are you offering?
I got a problem I need solving. Trouble is, none of my usual guys are available. And this problem? It involves a woman.
A
Someone
woman?
Who owes
Oh, I
Tong
can't deal with
Operation
this.
Here's some money. Getting it out of her is proving to be difficult. It's a dirty job, but it pays well. You interested?
No.
Sorry, not my kind of thing.
All right, Guaylo. But something tells me you'll be back.
I will say, this game is very... The side quests in this game are not very good, in my opinion. Some of them. There's a couple I can remember that are... okay. The one you do for the lady with in Chicago, the undercover cop, is okay. And then the one later with a merc is okay. My dad, when he played Fallout 3, super god, played unlimited HP damage, dropped all his... But the pure bulk crashed off the wrist. Oh, that's funny. Fuck, there's like a fruit fly in my room. Oh. Just landed on my forehead. Oh god, Jesus. I will be so upset if I lose my save for some reason. This game, it acts a little quirky. There's some weird shit going on with it. I just realized I needed to get a gun for this place, and I forgot. I don't need to get a gun, but it's easier to get a gun. Do any of you guys have guns? Is there a gun in here, maybe?
Access granted.
There better be a gun in here.
Access granted.
There's not a gun in here.
Jensen, I was on my way out.
What are you doing here, Malik? I told you I got this one.
I know. I didn't do anything. Trust me. Van Bruggen's all yours.
Hang on a second. Something's wrong. What is it? Why are you here?
It's nothing. I mean, can't a girl have secrets?
I like if you try... Okay, I remember this. If you try to, if you try...
Malik.
Jensen, if you even think of using that Casey mod on me, I will hit you.
I wouldn't dream of it. I'm just concerned, that's all.
She calls you out for using the, persuasion.
Years ago, I used to live here, remember? My friend, my best friend, Evelyn. She was like a sister to me. Made living here fun. But then there was an accident. She's dead.
I'm sorry, Malik.
Wait, Jensen, let me finish. I thought I was okay with it, but I know.
There's another thing too. There's not much to spend money on in this game.
Killed.
Yes.
Murdered.
Correct.
Her damn scumbag boyfriend did it. I know he did. I knew he was trouble right from the start, but she just wouldn't listen to me.
Malik, easy.
I feel like with a couple adjustments, you could probably get rid of the currency altogether.
That's just it. There was no investigation. They said she fell down a flight of stairs like it was some kind of freak accident. But her wounds, the way she died, they don't add up. It's right here in the damn blood spatter analysis.
Blood spatter? You've seen the police report?
Yes. A friend left a copy of it in a pod here
like
for me to pick up.
If you
Listen,
spread
I know it sounds crazy,
around like
but
the Praxis kits that you could
been a
buy, and those items, like if you spread those in the world, maybe give them as more like quest rewards, you really wouldn't need
Why
to
do I
have
suspect I'm about to get dragged into something?
Look,
a
Jensen,
store.
I'm sorry. I know Van Bruggen is the priority here, and I told you it was my business and I could take care of it. It's just, the more I think about it, the more I
Or
realize
you go the
I'm
other way
in over my
around
head.
and you invest more
I'm just
into
a
the
pilot,
store
I'm
system
not a
and make
damn
it so that
cop.
there's more value
But I
out
need
of
to know the truth.
spending money.
Okay,
I think, I think
What do you need me to do?
you can maybe
My
do
lead,
something
he
like
works for Lim. He's a systems technician who apparently
you could have
has
done something
access to
maybe
their
like
entire
certain
database.
augmentations
He's willing
need
to hand over a copy of Evelyn's
parts
autopsy
that you have to
report.
buy.
So you want me to meet him and get the report? Is that it?
Yes, but he'll only respond to a
or
certain
like
phrase.
or if you want to go, you
Death
need to
and
buy
life
the
have
you
their
need to get the
determined
DMR for your
To which he'll reply, riches
for your
and
augments.
honors
You need to
depend
buy the
upon heaven.
you need to buy a
Christ,
license
Malik,
key
this is
to
starting
unlock
sound
all your
like something out of a bad
augmentations.
spy movie.
I know. He's just trying to protect himself. I didn't pick the damn quote. So just play along and remember the line, okay? You'll find him inside the lobby of the Lower Hengsha Limb Clinic.
Does this guy have a name?
None that I know of. But he apparently goes by the handle Anonymous X. I know.
Anonymous X. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, before I forget, everything concerning Evelyn's incident, newspaper articles, the police report, limb details, it's all inside pod 009 here in the hotel. You should read over everything if you can.
Pod 9. Got it.
I need to go. Contact me with any updates and thank you. I really appreciate this, Jensen.
So I just have to check. I hear like noise. One sec.
It doesn't happen often, folks, but it appears that I may have to return to an earlier statement. Millionaire Hugh Darrow has contacted me personally.
And it was nothing.
Allegations of involvement in secret United Nations meetings about the augmentation thing. Here's what the man had to say.
My visit to Prague was related exclusively to the project which has consumed all of my attention these days.
You're referring to the
Huh. Pistol armor piercing system just laying in that box there.
Stepped up to make things better. Hey. Our best chance at doing this is to modify it.
Oh, you're a gun vendor.
You buy?
Holy shit. You don't sell guns? Oh no, you do. Here, I'll buy this and then I can give it to man.
Bye-bye.
I'll sell that. And do I need revolver ammo to like? Do I need to give the guy ammo to, or just the gun? I will buy it just in case.
Yeah, I will be.
If you would like to hear more of my exclusive interview with Hugh Darrow, log on to www.picusweb.com.
Big weapons.
This is Eliza Cassan reporting to you live from Picus.
Okay.
It doesn't happen often, folks, but it appears that I may have to.
Some weird fucking books.
Millionaire Hugh Darrow has contacted me personally to deny allegations.
我搞不懂为什么 GA 找不到人来这里修空调。
是啊，这简直就是造罪。我只能拖到通风府来。
Recycling a lot of stuff.
You're referring to the Panchea project, the cooperative global initiative that
And it's time that we as a species stepped up to make things better. Our best chance at doing this is to modify.
我要去洗个澡。
这么几拳就累了，不会吧？再说，澡堂还没开门呢。
知道，就算我也不怎么想要去。我告诉你，我付了那么多的房租，到最后还要跟其他12个笨蛋家伙共用一个浴室。这个地方
I can see what this guy does for fun in his spare time. He plays video games and servers, and then he gets high on tranquilizers.
我连着5圈都赢，他不郁闷才怪呢。
How to win at Mahjong. I don't even understand. What is he even playing? Did they do anything? He's playing on like not a PSP, and I'm trying to see if that might just like be like a screenshot from the game. I can't tell. It could be like fucking like Fallout 3 or something. I don't know. No, it's just. I'm genuinely trying to make sense of what that photo is. Listen. This game's old. I don't even know if a modern game would put anything on.
I know what you have in there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw you with ferret in your shirt the other day. You know pets are not allowed in hotel.
That's not true.
I tell Mr. Chow if you not get rid of it.
You're a very mean lady.
Just going around, stealing people's stuff.
To deny allegations of involvement in secret United Nations.
God, these like pods are like, it's like a berth on like a ship. It's tiny. Where do you poop? Do you have to get up to go into the fucking public toilet to poop?
Ecosphere is in serious trouble, Eliza. And it's time that we as a species stepped up to make things better. Our best
Like, I feel like that's the minimum I need to live in to call a place like a livable, like an apartment or something. I need a bedroom and a toilet. Like, I could even get away with maybe not having a kitchen, but no like bathroom attached to it. Nah.
When will we be able to see the truth for ourselves?
As soon as the installation.
So the guy in capsule 143 left his pod door open. Yeah, so I couldn't help but sneak a look inside. And? He has so much stuff lying around. It's incredible. I could have snatched an ebook or two. What the hell about it?
Oh, you should have. At least then you'd have some juicy reading material for today.
Oh, I could have just used this gun, given it to the guy. Well, no, I wouldn't. It would actually turn. Right, that's another thing. Yeah, I can't. You can't pick up multiple. You can't pick up multiple of a gun. You pick up the one gun, and then every other gun just becomes ammo. They have augments, so they don't need to be. My bowels are augmented. My bladder is augmented.
Forget it, man. You're not my type.
This isn't a booty call, Van Bruggen. This is about you and some friends of yours I met in Detroit.
Detroit? Yeah, okay. I got it now. You with Seraph, right? You were there when I had to pull the plug.
So you admit it. You were running a mole.
The heck, man. Just the heck. Worst decision I ever made taking that gig. As you can obviously see.
You attack my people, Windmill. You hope to walk away from this, you tell me what you know.
Down, boy. I've got no allegiance to that backstabbing bitch who hired me. Especially after she painted a target on my back. The girl you want is Zhao Yunru, Tai Young Medical's CEO.
Tai Young Medical? They're Seraph's biggest competition.
How do you think they got that way? Zhao doesn't like competition, see? So she uses hack attacks, blackmail, extortion.
I just thought of something.
Anything she can do to destabilize him. No offense, but Seraph was just the latest in a long line.
Why?
Got any proof of this?
There's a surveillance recording in the Tai Young
This
Tower.
game is starting to, story-wise, is starting to fall apart. Well, not fall apart, but there's like
Not
some
a very smart place
plot
to hide it,
holes.
seeing as you don't work there anymore.
Things got hot before I could move it.
Why were we not
Now, I got you
investigating
to get it
our company's biggest
Of course, you
competitor
can't just walk
as the
into
cause
that
of
place.
this
You're gonna
stuff?
need an employee card encoded with your biometrics to use the TYM shuttle.
Well, what do you know, Windmill? I've already got an employee card. Just needs the biometrics from my passport to work. So start encoding.
There you go. All shiny and bio-encoded, just like I promised.
Where do I find this recording?
On a surveillance server in the TYM tower. But that badge will only get
These
you into
these
the
pre-rendered
lower city
cutscenes
factory via
look
their
like
employee
shit.
shuttle.
And how am I supposed to get up to the tower from down here?
Never said it wouldn't require a little finesse. Look, the tricky part is getting through the Pangu. But you're a resourceful guy. I have faith in you.
Right. And after I'm through the floof?
You'll be in the upper city tower. The server you want is in the central security hub. The login and password are on this.
Everyone looks like plastic.
Now, about my reward.
Tire medical, man! They're here!
Banner! I want that hacker dead!
You gotta help me, Jensen. They're gonna kill me!
And that concerns me how?
Oh, come on, man. I helped you out. At least give me a weapon so I can defend myself.
All right, fine. Take this and get out of here.
Oh, thanks, man. I won't forget this.
And there he goes. Off to go do whatever Dutch people do. Are clogs Dutch? I don't remember.
Earth's ecosphere is in serious trouble, Eliza. And it's time that we as a species stepped up to make things better. Our best chance at doing it.
Can I upgrade my cloak?
This is to modify ocean temperatures through a combination of ions and geothermal.
I thought I had my cloak on. I didn't. Okay, there's a way to get past these mines. I actually had to look it up. You hold. I gotta look up the controls. You hold the button to walk. C, and then you can approach the mines and disarm them. Whew. Well, shit. How many of these energy bars do I have left? A lot. We'll crunch a couple. Now, who'd have thought that being invisible is a really useful stealth skill. Oh, I just, thinking about cloaking, I just thought of,
Malik, get Pritchard on the line. Tell him I need everything he's got on the Tai Young Medical Building. Schematics,
I just
blueprints,
thought
everything.
of another
That might take
game
a while, Jensen.
from
Yeah, well, he's got as
within
long
the
as it
same
takes for me to
era,
find
sort
this
of,
Tai Young shuttle
that
van
also
we
had
talked about
cloaking.
and
Very
rush it
different
to their
game.
factory.
I thought
Jensen
of
out.
Crisis 2. God, I loved Crisis 2. That game was really cool. I thought the fucking nano suit was the coolest goddamn thing in the world. The game also had a really, really good theme. I think it was done by Hans Zimmer.
Trouble, Eliza. And it's time that we as a species stepped up to make things better.
Dun, dun, dun. Wonder how well Crisis runs on modern systems. That might be worth. That might be worth a play. A play. Who's the man I'm supposed to speak to? Clinic lobby. He's wearing a hat. Who? I don't see anyone wearing a hat. Oh.
Can't you see I'm busy? Go bother someone else.
Something, death and taxes, Confucius.
What? Wait, that's not it at all. That's not even close.
Does it matter?
Of course it matters.
I wonder what his hat is referencing.
Otherwise, how am I supposed to know your... You were supposed to say, death and life have their determined appointments. Then I say, riches and honors depend upon heaven.
Okay. Death and life have their determined appointments.
Riches and... Oh, never mind. You ruined the whole thing. Just meet me outside the clinic. It's safer for us to talk out there. Turn left from the front and go down the stairs. I'll be waiting at the corner.
Oh god, it's midnight already. It's amazing how quick 5 hours goes by. Holy shit. It's a lot of hours.
It doesn't happen often.
Over here! Come on now! That was hardly what I would call a smooth interaction. I could get into serious trouble for this, you know.
Sorry, I'm new to this spy game stuff.
Right. Well, you're not exactly what I was expecting. I was told I would be meeting a girl. How do I know you're not an imposter or some sort of double agent? Don't think I don't know this could all just be an elaborate trap to set me up.
Look, no offense, Mr. X, or whatever your name is, but I really don't have time for this. So if you could simply just give me what I came for, I'll be on my way.
Yes, yes. I have it right here. Evelyn Carmichael's autopsy report. Here, take it.
Thank you.
I trust you will put this information to good use, because accountability and justice is at an all-time low, I'm afraid. It pains me to see this once great city, which stood as a bastion for reform and progress against our oppressive communist origins, succumb to the trappings of corporate bureaucracy and petty corruption. Corruption so often typical of your Western governments.
Whatever you say. Now, if you don't mind, I really must be going.
Well, There is still the matter of my payment. 1,000 credits was the agreed upon price, I believe. Isn't that right?
Yeah, sure.
And what were you just
It's not like
saying
the
about
credits are
corruption?
worth shit.
A deal is a deal. Surely your handlers informed you of this little detail.
No, my handlers failed to mention this little detail. Never mind. Just take your money. This report better be worth it.
Oh, I assure you it is. Whoever it was that didn't want this information given to the proper authorities paid a lot of money to have it ignored. A pity for them, LIM policy strictly prohibits deletion of records concerning operational procedures. For legal purposes, you see.
Legal, right. Nice doing business with you, X.
Oh, that was weird. Autopsy report. She died.
Malik, I just got the autopsy report. No drugs or alcohol in Evelyn's system. And her estimated time of death doesn't fit Lee's story. She did die from a head wound, but not one that matches the evidence found at the scene.
I knew it. It couldn't have been just an accident.
There's more. Evelyn was pregnant. Malik?
I'm here. We can't let him get away with this, Jensen. He's guilty. He has to be. Can you go to his apartment?
And do what?
Get proof. Get something. I'm sending you the coordinates. Contact me again when you're there.
Project which has consumed all of my attention.
Can you go to his apartment, Malik? What do you want me to do? Malik, please. Do I have any praxis points? No. I'm gonna definitely upgrade the sprint, because good God. Where is that under? I think that's under your lungs. That's your lungs. It's so weird. You get 2.5 seconds of sprint by default. And you can upgrade it to a maximum of 7.5 seconds of sprint. Like, what the fuck? Like, Adam Jensen, Augment Man. The man who is the, like, $20 million billion man. This is, watch, here we go. This, look at this nice long straight hallway. We're gonna count his sprint, and go. And he's tired. Maybe it's all the extra weight from his augments. His augments are really heavy.
Access grant.
Crossbow, tranquilizer rifle, leading system. Well, that's useless. Hexagonal ramen. I wonder if they'll ever make another one of these games. Like Cyberpunk, regardless of the quality of the game, I like Cyberpunk. I think it's pretty good, even with its flaws. But like, regardless of that, the Cyberpunk is a popular genre. I would say. I think this kind of sci-fi is popular. Cyberpunk sold like gangbusters. Yeah, you maybe would think that. I think, who owns this still? Is this still owned by Squeenix? Because if it is, like, you would think they would have maybe been like, oh, maybe we'll take a look at, you know, maybe, oh, how much would it cost to get another one of these pumped out? Because they kind of just let the series in limbo.
Access granted.
Honey, I'm home.
Malik, I'm inside Lee's apartment. Doesn't look like anyone's home.
Damn. Okay, look. Lee isn't smart enough to properly cover his tracks, so look around.
Oh,
Maybe you
really?
can find something suspicious.
Oh, I had no idea. They sold it to another company, and the new company's pretty much killed it. Oh. It's fucking depressing.
Can't wait to see you tonight. But I'm stuck at work. I know, I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you, baby. I promise. I'll meet you at the Hive, okay? Just don't get a party started without me. I want you all to myself.
Oh, I just read it. Oh no, I looked it up, and it's worse than you.
Pretty much a second
It's
home for
worse
him.
than I thought.
You heard that?
Sorry, Jensen. I don't like invading your privacy like this, but it's important. Plus, this gives me an idea. When you're done looking around Lee's apartment, head to the
It
Hive.
was sold to
Contact me when you're
Embracer
there.
Group.
I'll keep looking. I'm sure there's more here.
Development history. In January 2017, it was reported that a planned sequel to Mankind Divided was canceled. In 2022, reported that Eidos Montreal was in very, very early development of a new Deus Ex game, and in 24, Embracer had canceled it. Fuck. Oh, that's unfortunate. Man, that really blows. Oops, I keep hitting the wrong buttons. And just nuke them. use a name like Mass Still Player 69. He gets all the chicks. Uh-huh.
Malik, looks like Hong Sr. was upset with Hong Jr.'s behavior and threatened to cut off his inheritance if he didn't stop whoring around. Sounds like he considered Evelyn beneath the family name.
And if he knew she was pregnant, I can't believe Lee would do something like that just for money.
Speaking of money, the Hong family seems heavily invested in both Bell Tower and Lim. That could explain the cover-up and lack of a proper investigation. I'll stick around a bit. I'm sure there's still more to find.
This is the age before... I was going to say, this is the age before video games had working mirrors, but that is still today. That is still today.
Malik, I think I got a probable murder weapon. A broken clock. The kicker is the hands line up roughly with Evelyn's TOD. Coincidence?
That's a hell of a stretch. You really think?
If Lee's as dumb as you say, maybe. We'd need lab tech analysis to confirm, but if there ever was a smoking gun, it fits. I'll make one last sweep to make sure I got everything.
A lot of those old games did working mirrors through a fair bit of trickery. You know, weird sort of reflections, or sometimes just like, oh yeah, we've just duplicated the level and put it on the other side.
Malik, I found a baseball bat, but it looks clean. Almost like it's been washed recently.
Maybe Lee washed Evelyn's blood off of it.
That's what I'm thinking. But I'm not sure it could inflict the type of laceration she had. Okay, I think that's it. I'm heading to the Hive now. I doubt we'll find anything else in here without calling in a forensics team.
Sounds good.
I've been thinking about it over the course of my last couple playthroughs of this, or not playthroughs, but like my last couple sessions of playing this game, and I kind of have come to the conclusion. I think this game is very quaint. Like, it feels a lot smaller than I remember. You know, I think it's just one of those things where it felt so much, you know, I don't know, just, it's weird. I wonder how much time and money this game got. Because I remember this game being, like, I won't say, like, pushed, but I remember this game being very well advertised. Enough to getting someone like me who had never heard of Deus Ex at the time to actually look into it and to also play the original. That's something I did like about these kind of games. This game and Fallout 3 is that it got me into a lot of older series. Where I went back and I played the original Fallouts when Fallout 3 came out. I played the original Deus Ex when this came out. Do I still have to sneak in?
I'm thinking real hard about trying that again.
Here, take it.
Thank you, sir.
Pretty sure the original did inverted everything. Didn't properly reflect the player. No. It is a neat trick, the mirrors. I wonder if we'll ever actually make it. Well, again, I think, I don't know, eventually we'll make it to an age where a video game can just do proper reflections in a mirror and it doesn't kill your frame rate to -2.
I want you to convince him you know exactly what he did to Evelyn and why. If you can make him panic, I'm willing to bet he'll spill his guts. Just make it look like blackmail. If he's willing to pay to keep you quiet, he's basically tying his own noose. I'll listen in and record everything.
Got it.
Yeah, like actual, I guess, I don't know, it's like a weird thing to think of, like, actual reflections in a game instead of it being, like, trickery or sort of, like, magic, if you will. Like, you know, not, instead of just like, oh yeah, this is just how, it's just reflecting. We've managed to make it so that it can reflect light like it works how light does in reality, effectively, and that you're simulating light and then the light reflects off of surfaces that are appropriately reflective. It's just going to be getting to the point where, yeah, to be fair, it doesn't take that long in terms of technology. Like, I remember when ray tracing first came out as a thing, and like the first gen NVIDIA cards had the first RTX cards, and I had, I remember I couldn't do it. Like those, I couldn't use ray tracing because it was still just so like, fucking, it took a lot of performance, or it took a lot of power, that the performance would drop. And then now I have a 40 series card, so it's only a couple generations later, and now I can turn on ray tracing, and it's like there is a performance hit, but it's still like, and there is a significant improvement in the visuals, and soon enough ray tracing will keep getting better, and it will keep being more, you'll get cards that can actually, and hardware that can support it, where it'll eventually become just as normal as a bunch of other sort of common things, to the point where everyone's going to be turning ray tracing on for all their shit, because it's like, why wouldn't you? Oh, every card can run it, you know. And then something new will happen. There'll be another crazy development in terms of, you know, graphics and so on and so forth.
Is your name Lee Hong?
Until we plug the video games into our head.
I want to talk to you about
it's
Evelyn
all
Carmichael.
Man,
it's all like those animes where you're stuck in a video game.
All you narcos, all there is to say.
Relax. I'm not with the police. I work private. And you could say I specialize in cases like yours.
If you ain't police, then what the fuck you want?
A simple proposition. I have proof that shows you murdered Evelyn. And I want you to pay me 2.5 million credits to make that proof disappear.
2.5? Bullshit. You ain't got shit on me, narco. I ain't paying you shit.
I strongly suggest you reconsider.
And I strongly suggest you get the fuck out of my face. Because unless you got your proof right here, I ain't got shit to say to you.
All right. Let's start with the police report. I know your story doesn't match up with the evidence at the scene of Evelyn's fall.
Oh yeah? And why's that?
Is it falsified or is it inaccurate? Or inconclusive?
Because the police report was full of inaccuracies, like someone deliberately tampered with evidence.
Yeah, and? That still don't prove shit.
Not only does the evidence not add up, but neither does your testimony. You lied about why Evelyn fell down the stairs in the first place. You said you'd both been drinking heavily prior to the accident, and the reason Evelyn fell was because she was drunk. We both know that isn't true.
Man, that shit was in the papers.
Now, if the evidence doesn't fit and your story was a lie, then how did Evelyn die on that night? Well, the answer is pretty simple, really. You killed her. But how?
Clock.
By hitting her in the head with that antique clock you keep so prominently displayed in your apartment. The lacerations on her head, the intracranial hemorrhaging, it's the perfect match.
In my apartment? How the fuck do you know what's in my apartment?
And like any good crime of passion, you needed motivation, something to fuel your violent outbursts. What did Evelyn say or do to make you murder her?
Brigante.
She told you she was pregnant, and you panicked. Faced with the prospect of losing your easy way of life, you struck out at her in anger.
How? That's impossible.
But now the final piece of the puzzle. Why was Evelyn's death never considered a murder investigation? Because your family, one of the wealthiest and most influential families in Shanghai, covered it up. But whose silence did they buy?
Was it Bell Tower or was it Lim? I don't remember. I don't remember. I can't remember as far back as 5 minutes. I'm definitely not Googling the answer. Lim. It's been 8 years between the second Deus Ex and Human Revolution. It's been 8 years since mankind divided.
The autopsy performed on Evelyn's body would never see the light of day, and her death would simply fall through the cracks of an already crumbling justice system.
Fuck this shit, man! And fuck you!
I can help you, Lee, but only for a price.
Alright, fuck! I can't believe this shit! I'll pay you, man! I'll pay you, just... What do you need from me?
Details. Let me hear your side of the story, and then we'll move on from there.
I don't know. Evelyn,
it's half past midnight,
bitch.
so
It's
just like stuff's just going by me at this point.
I didn't mean to kill her, okay? Evelyn wouldn't shut up about us, about the baby, so I hit her. I just wanted to make her shut her stupid mouth, but the dumb bitch started freaking out. So I hit her again until she finally stopped screaming. When I realized what I'd done, I panicked. She was barely breathing, so I carried her to the stairs near my apartment and dropped her.
Jesus Christ.
I had to make sure it looked like an accident. I had no choice. She trapped me. She just wanted my money. I would have been ruined.
I need to go. We'll be in contact again soon.
Huh? What about the evidence? And the money? Where the fuck you going?
Goodbye, Lee.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, the fact that a series like this could be dead and buried. It's a double-edged sword because one, we see the potential, we like these games. You could have made more games with Jensen. You could have made more games in this universe. And it's kind of a shame to have it sort of just end, especially because it felt like sort of just like a end where it's like Mankind Divided was a bit divisive in terms of like, it wasn't awful, but it was good, but it wasn't terrible. Or what I'm trying to say, I haven't played it in a while. I'm going to play it after I'm done this. So I will refresh my memory on that game. I remember it not being as well liked as Human Revolution, but it was still a good game. And then we could have seen it. We could have had like a third game with Jensen and then stuff like that. And then to have it just kind of end very quickly kind of sucks. At the same time, here's the other edge of the sword. If the series is dead, they can't ruin it. We have these games, they exist. You can go back and play them. They're all available to play, and they're there and they're the same that they ever were. and they can't make another game that sucks. You know what I mean? They can't make
Malik,
a new
please tell me you
game
got a
and
recording
it's
of all
terrible
Oh
and
my
it
God,
ruins
Jensen, I
everything.
could kiss you right now. I can't believe you got him to confess so openly like that.
To be honest, it was easier than I was expecting. You were definitely right about Lee. He's not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed.
Well, don't get too cocky just yet. Before I send our little friend's confession off to the local media and authorities, I want to get some Shanghai street justice first. There's a control panel linked to the hive I need you to hack. Uploading the coordinates now.
In some ways, like how they kept changing stuff, moving people up. Yeah, well, again, it's like it's a combination of God, you know, you say that, it's funny, like the thing, it's funny, Thief, I never played too much Thief, and I remember I got the 2014 Thief for free. I don't know if I don't remember how I got it for free. I think it was like a, I don't know, but I got it for free somehow. I remember not spending any money on it, and I remember playing it for about 50 minutes and then never touching it again. But the way you say something like the way that they keep changing things, people buy it and then they continue removing the good stuff, there is like 30 game series that are like that. Like, goddamn, you could put that, like, you could, the first thing I immediately think of is Elder Scrolls. Every Elder Scrolls game, less and less things are in it. They remove things. They narrow the game. They shave it away by layers and layers and layers. And eventually you're left with like a hollowed husk. And it's weird because the people who love the hollowed husk and then the people who originally loved the games are like, this really doesn't feel like the games I used to like. Yeah, I've seen a lot about the original two Thieves. I've seen people play them and stuff like that, and they do look very, like, again, mechanically heavy. They're probably one of the better examples of a stealth game even still to this day, in that it really, it's a stealth game that said, you're going to do stealth. You're not going to be doing, you know, Adam Jensen shit. You're doing stealth. God damn it, you know.
Access granted.
All right, Malik. It's hacked.
Verifying the signal. Come on, come on. Okay, I'm in. Remote frequencies are
She said
clear,
I'm in.
Thank God. Uploading now. And done. Meet me in front of the hive, Jensen. I have a little surprise for our friend Lee.
And I was just thinking, I kind of feel like similar about, not maybe, I feel like in terms of a series that kind of just fell on its face and died after, I think of Dishonored. I really liked both Dishonored 1 and 2. And then they made Death of the Outsider, which isn't really good. And then the series died. And then whatever happened to Arcane, they just fucking, Arcane's just fucking fell apart as a fucking
Jensen.
studio.
Malik.
Well, first take this.
They
I
made
was gonna use
fucking
it myself,
Deathloop,
but after
which was a
everything you've done,
snore,
I
and
think
they
you deserve it
made
more.
fucking
So what are you gonna
Redfall,
do
which
now?
I heard
I
was
have
a
a few loose
nightmare
ends to tie up,
catastrophe.
and I need to make sure this autopsy report finds its way into the right hands. The Hongs aren't going to buy their way out of this one.
Lee's confession is solid. With that and the evidence from the autopsy, there's no way he can avoid prosecution. Justice will be served.
Oh, justice will be served.
Oh,
all
Arcane
right.
was so
You
good.
might want to stick around for a second. I've got one last little surprise for our friend Lee.
Like, Arcane is gonna be, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Arcane is like one bad, maybe not even bad, but maybe just like underperforming
facing the
a
hive?
game away from
It's
being
almost showtime.
shit canned.
In 3, 2,
Malik.
just watch.
I don't know. Evelyn, that stupid bitch. She was going to ruin me.
They're making, I just looked it up, they're making a
Remind me
Blade
never to
game.
piss you off.
After everything you've done here for Evelyn, for me, You'd have to try pretty hard, mister.
I didn't know that. They're making a Blade game like the Marvel Vampire Man. They made a lot of good games. They made Arx Fatalis back in the day, which is fucking weird, but I kind of like it. Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, the game that proved that the foot is mightier than the sword. Dishonored 1 is great. I love Dishonored 1. I actually really like Dishonored 2. Dishonored 2 is, I think, is one of the... It's a very pretty game. That game is like 8 years old, and it's still extraordinarily beautiful, I think. Prey 2017 is a fucking underrated game. The fact that it was unfortunately called Prey for some reason, but it is such a good game, Prey 2017. I love that game. That might be another stream game. I've streamed it before, but I might stream it again because that game is quality. And then Death of the Outsider, I think, is where they started to go a little poopy. Death of the Outsider was like a weird spin-off Dishonored, and it's not that good. It's kind of just like mid. And then Deathloop. And Deathloop was such a fucking boring game. Holy shit, was Deathloop bad. But Deathloop was nowhere near as bad as Redfall, which I didn't play Redfall, but Redfall was such a fucking turd. Like, that was one of those games where, Christ, how did Redfall get made? I got Deathloop for very cheap. You know what? Honestly, if you're willing to say how cheap is very, I'm curious. Like, are you talking like... Because... like, having played the game, I don't remember, definitely under $20. Okay. That's, yeah, because I would say, especially this many years out from its release, over $20, you're being ripped off. It's not worth more than $20.
In the upper city tower.
You do realize there's an entire skyline between you and it, don't you?
I know, the Pangu. Any idea how I get to it?
I suggest you start by going up.
Oh man, that game was rough. It's like, I think the second time this stream I've started talking about Deathloop. Oh, it's such a... You know what? It sold me on premise. It really sold me on the premise. Where I'm like, you know what it was? Two things. Premise and arcane. It's like, okay, this is interesting. You're stuck in like a Groundhog Day loop and you have to break it. Got it. Made by Arcane. I like Dishonored. I like Prey. And then I pretty much like blitzed the game in like 2-3 days, maybe like a weekend. And I will never play that game ever again.
Access granted.
I don't know if anyone would care about spoilers or anything. It's just, it's so flat, boring.
You! Help! I need help! Please! The regulator machine is shorted out, causing a toxic gas leak. I tried to get to the... but I'm stuck in here. I couldn't...
This feels
play-by-play. What do you need?
This feels like right out of... This feels really weird.
You have to close it.
Suddenly this guy is like toxic gas.
Oh, thank God. Please hurry. Please.
Do I have enough upgrade points for the lungs? I do.
Access granted.
I wonder if you let the game run here for 24 hours, will you ever die? No.
You saved my life.
It's actually one of my
You can give me some directions.
To where?
I need to get to the upper tower.
It's actually one of my pet peeves in video games is when a false time, like a false time limit, or false time pressure. It always gets me.
Just tell him Lee sent you, and he should let you through.
Much appreciated, my friend.
The least I can do.
One of the most common in narrative, in any sort of narrative of any sort of genre or medium, one of the most common ways to build tension is a ticking clock. And yeah, I actually learned that, yes, if you take too long, the hostages die. I didn't know that. Because I was futzing around looking for everything and like reading computers. But a ticking clock is one of the most common things in narrative of how to build tension. You know, have it so that the heroes have to do X or get to this place before, you know, in this amount of time, or this will happen. It's a very common thing. You see it in like fucking everything. And I think it's a case of like video games also want to do that. Video games also want to have that sort of thing. But because unlike a TV show or a movie or a book where it's just a linear narrative where you're following along with whatever's going on and you don't have any influence.
Where do you think you're going, buddy? This is a restricted area.
Lee didn't warn me that I might be refused entry. I guess he figured you'd remember the favor you owe and then let me by.
Right, look. I'll let you pass.
Sorry, I lose my train of thought when people talk.
Watch out for the security systems. If you get detected, I have no choice but to take you out.
Fair enough.
You know, and so I think video games want to do that too, but then you have the issue of, okay, do we actually want to put a time limit on the player where there's like a physical timer of some sort, days in game, a number counting down, and now we have the issue of, okay, well, what if a player fucking soft locks themselves? What if a player makes it so they can't actually finish the game because they fucked themselves? Like all these sort of things. And they go, okay, well, what if we say there's a time limit and there actually isn't a time limit? A lot of games do that, where they say, you know, we have to stop the big bad, you know, from doing all the big bad evil stuff, but he doesn't actually like ever do anything until you actually progress the game. Speaking about old games from in and around this time period, a little earlier than Deus Ex, but it's getting a remake or a remaster or whatever, Dead Rising. Dead Rising was infamous, I guess you could say, for having hard time limits. The game, every time you had a loading screen, the game had a, what's it called? The game had a, like a timer appear on screen, because you had, the whole thing is you get put into this town filled with zombies, and the guy coming to pick you up is coming back in 3 days, in 72 hours. And you have the in-game 72 hours to essentially complete all the missions to find out the truth about why there's a fucking zombie outbreak. And it was one thing that a lot of people didn't really like, because it was a hard time limit. Like if you fucked up and you didn't actually, if you missed the time limit, like you had to be at place at a certain time and you weren't there, you would just lose. The game, it would say the screen would go like fade out, and it would say the truth is lost forever. And it gave you the option to continue playing out the remaining time, but being unable to finish the story, or it gave you the chance to restart. And they said, do you want to go back to the beginning and try it again, to the very beginning of the game? And it was frustrating. I remember being really like confused about it as a small idiot child. Eventually I beat that game. It took 80 billion hours. It is. It's very hard. It was almost like a hardcore mode. It wasn't like a pure hardcore mode. It was actually slightly mitigated in that there was a level system in that game, and you'd get sent back to the beginning of the game, but you got to keep your level. So if you had your stats would be a little bit better. So it wasn't a complete like wiping to zero, but it was still pretty close. You could end up having to do hours of games over again if you wanted to do it. And some of the time limits were really narrow. Where it was like, you have to get your fucking ass. Okay, you've done this mission. You got to schlep your ass across the mall to get to the other thing. I'm actually really, really curious to see in that remake that's coming out in like very soon, I think. I'm curious to see if that level of urgency is still kept in the game, because I bet there are going to be people who have never played the original Dead Rising. And are going to be like, what the fuck, I actually have to be at point A in, you know, at 3 o'clock, otherwise I lose. Yeah, you fucking do. It'll be fun to see how many people just give up.
Stop right there!
Playing hardcore WoW. I could never play hardcore WoW. That game, I've never personally been a fan of hardcore things. I see the appeal. I genuinely do. But it's just like, a lot of games are already a time investment, and I cannot imagine having that time, like having that investment being wiped out. I like that, especially in a multiplayer game or like an online game. A fucking game where it's like, oh no, your internet DC'd, and then oops, that fuck, you know, I can just fucking imagine being like, okay, you're fighting your group of Murlocs, and then your internet cuts out for like 5 seconds, and then you're back, and your character has been torn apart by Murlocs, and goodbye to the last 20 hours of progress. That would be the point of like, close game, program some features, uninstall World of Warcraft, yes. You see, you're a junkie. You know what you are? You're a junkie. You can't go back now. You know, it's the adrenaline, the tension.
Access granted.
What was he like? Oh man, I went into here and there was 5 rounds and ammo for a gun I don't even need. Ugh.
Richard, I'm in an elevator leading to the Bangu. Any security features I should know about ahead?
Nothing too taxing.
You know, it's an interesting.
The Bangu's used mostly for maintenance and storage. Look for a second elevator once you're there.
It's interesting because it's like, I get that, yeah. You know, it's a video game. When you have like something like that, it's a risk without any consequence. You know, it's not like you're actually going to lose anything. It's like, yes, your video game character died. You know, like, what, you know, as shitty as that could be in terms of like, damn it, I was having a good time, or damn it, I got really far. At the end of the day, you didn't really lose anything. On the other hand, if you want to be super cynical about it, you could say you did lose time, I guess. But then again, you could also then argue, well, I had fun, so it wasn't a waste of time, you know? I guess it's just different perspectives on it.
Access granted.
Ooh, a Peps. Weird energy gun that I'm never gonna use, but I'll sell it, I guess. It's so cool. You have these like giant, super pretty Shanghai city, super future city, and you get to crawl in vents. Hey, what am I supposed to be doing here? TAN6 is the worst wiring. Ah, genius. I literally walked right by it. I feel like I usually have the electricity resistance ability by this point, and so I usually just walk by that. I want to get in here. How do I get in here? Ah. No? Is that not it? No, no, yeah, there it is. Wow. Fucking... Ugh. What am I doing? Oh. I was gonna start stacking boxes. I remember being however old I was when this game came out and thinking that Adam Jensen was the coolest looking character like I have ever seen. I still think he's pretty high tier. I think his augments are fucking awesome. That one, I don't know if it's like concept art or fan art or something, but it's that one of him in his apartment on his couch, and he's got his like he's got his shirt off so you can see all like the augmentations, and he's got a cigarette in one hand and like a shot of whiskey in the other. I'm like, that still to this day is like, that's cool. I want to have my arms ripped off and replace the cool metal ones that look like his. Living the life of
Jensen, what is it
using
you're
substances to
Some kind of
cope with the
surveillance
fact that your body has been
Bergen said he stashed it on a
disfigured.
server somewhere.
He must have meant the data core room. Very high security. It'll be a couple of floors up from where the elevator lets you off. But the first corridor
They sure
you'll
do like
pass
to
through
smoke in
will
the
be
future.
public. So
Well,
you might want to keep
I think
any
it's
weapons
a-
concealed.
Copy that.
I think it's a case of it's a cyberpunk thing. It's I don't remember whoever described it, but the way that you describe cyberpunk is you describe it as high tech, low life, or high tech, low culture. So everything is super futuristic, but the sort of state of society has degraded. And so, you know, it's like, yeah, sure, cigarettes are horrible and unhealthy. Yeah, sure, drinking a lot is horrible and unhealthy. Yeah, sure, being addicted to drugs is bad. But everyone in this culture, like, culture has degraded, society has degraded, so that sort of stuff is just commonplace, you know?
This is unacceptable. I need to get into Legion Lab immediately.
So, we're trying to fry this candy bar loose, right? Right.
All right, thanks. Have fun doing whatever you're doing. Gonna get through this level and call it a... Oh, thanks for the follow, too. Fuck that noise. God damn it. Ugh.
Access granted.
Now I had to hack to get into this room, so that means this vent is important. Okay, so I'm in hostile territory. I think they will attack me now. The baddies. Oh shit, I think he fired his gun. God damn it. Well, shit. I'm starting to fade. I'm starting to fade. It's almost 1 a.m. I've been streaming for almost 6 hours. Oh boy. Okay, come on. You can go a little longer. Die. Oh, fuck the camera.
CEO Ollie McTavish of embezzlement. McTavish denied the
Oh, I'm starting to get the fucking gamer melt into my chair thing. Oh, sit up straight.
I'm sure it was just a cleric. We've been getting a lot of complaints about the temperature in the data core room.
This is not hostile zone?
Too cold. I think there's too much air coming in from one of the vents.
I have it checked out.
Access granted.
Pantrea will never work. If Pantrea actually does one goddamnedest little thing to stop global warming, I will personally launch myself into the San Andreas.
It's a clerical error. Quipped
Hello.
Zhao Yunru. As transfer of ownership was officially
喂，谁呀？
gives Taiyong
我
a
听起来像
significant
是在生
increase in
气。
global market share.
你想害我被
This
宰
is Eliza Kassan reporting to you live from Picus.
是的，很忙，和往常一样。
What is this? Safety zone? What? Okay, I'm in the safety zone.
Where do you think you're going? The data core room is for authorized personnel only. You're not gonna get in there.
I was looking for the cafeteria. Sorry.
Good one. Good recovery, Jensen. Nailed it. How many of those gas grenades do I got? Dos. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. What's ever in there. I should have made I should have made a counter how many times I hack in this game. It would be probably close to 100 by now. Man, look at all these lasers. If only there was a way to get by lasers without having to laser. I can't. I forgot what game I was playing, and I thought that tapping the button threw the grenade. It did not. Oh, it's too late. It's too late. At what point does it stop being too late and starts being too early? Oh, I have to fucking. I gotta be somewhere tomorrow at 10 a.m. or 10:30. I have to talk to I have to go meet my brother for something.
Like it came from over there.
Oh no, that man has turned into a chair. Why do I do this first? I always fuck this shit up.
Access granted.
You're supposed to capture everything and then you capture the node that reveals you last. Fuck, really?
Access granted.
How many energy stuff do I have? I got one double and one triple, or two triple. I'm honestly, the fact that you need to recharge your batteries, you have to have fucking energy bars is bizarre.
Pritchard, I'm retrieving Van Bruggen's evidence now. Is Sarif patched in?
Right here, Adam. I'm listening.
I just heard that your team is mobilizing in Detroit. Why wasn't I informed of this sooner?
Tactical assignments are not your concern.
Reed and her team have subdermal GPL implants. They'll be tracked. Kidnapping them was a mistake.
Montreal took care of that.
Forgive me if I don't put as much faith in our friend Eliza as you do. She's too erratic.
Your concerns are noted, but I would advise you to concentrate on your own assignments instead of interfering with mine. Namir out.
Boss, did you get that?
I heard.
You have to go to Montreal. Oh no, Quebec.
They're alive.
We've got to stay focused. Zawa's a residence at the top of the tower. It's off limits to everyone except her and her guards. Now get up there and find out what she knows.
Oh no, it's the world's worst laser security system. Oh man.
Access granted.
These rooms are very confusing. So I think my earphones are dying.
Access granted.
I think that email was a Nigerian prince scheme. Oh yeah, that one headphone's about to die, which means the other one's about to die soon too.
Access granted. Access granted.
Sounds like someone run. What are you doing here? He's on. Someone's running.
Oh!
Come get me!
Out of energy. I am not going to hack all these computers.
Biotech Corporation, Taeyong Medical.
That would be nuts. Oh, that's good. Look at that. Peeps. Why does this guy have a 4 security rating?
Access granted.
Now, you should be saying, why are you hacking all these computers if you're not going to read the emails? Good question. Experience? Delirium? A little bit of both?
Access granted.
Oh. Looking for an alarm panel. Alright, if you have the strength thing, you can break through that wall. Oh, there's an alarm panel right fucking here. Jesus.
Access granted.
Hey, Sarif man.
Son of a bitch. Van Bruggen?
Just thought you'd wanna know. I survived that little surprise party back at the hotel, and I'm sailing away from this shithole as we speak. All because of you.
You want to thank me? Forget you ever had this frequency.
I got a better idea. I'm looking at your bank account right now, and, you know, Sarif really ought to pay you more.
Van Bruggen?
No need to thank me, man. Just enjoy it.
Oh my god, 2,000 credits to spend on nothing. Because there's very little to spend your cash on in this game. It's a long elevator ride. I probably should be looking at the cool window instead of the fucking doors. Probably would have been neat. Fancy. I remember one of the things I read about like the design is that the people who are pro augmentation in this game all have very sort of like artistic stuff, very angular designs to their offices and to the clothing they wear, where the people who are anti-augment wear very contemporary, like, or modern to us, sort of just like very plain suits and stuff like that. Damn, bitch, you live like this? Oh, spoilers for the end of the game. Oh.
Officially declared. The purchase gives Taiyong a significant increase in global market share. This is Eliza Kassan reporting to you live from Picus.
Big CEO computer, only 3 levels security.
Bold maneuver by biotech corporation Taiyong Medical continue to emerge. Sources close to the multinational giant inform me that it has successfully purchased rival corporation Enprotech of Scotland. Enpro stock had taken a dip earlier in the day.
Access
began
grant.
to circulate, accusing CEO Ollie McTavish of embezzlement. McTavish denied the allegations, but could not explain how millions of dollars in revenue ended up in his personal account. I'm sure it was just a clerical error, quipped Zhao Yunru, CEO of Taiyong Medical, as transfer of ownership was officially declared. The purchase gives Taiyong a significant increase in global market share. This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live from Picus.
Access grant.
To China now as details
Rocket
of a
launcher,
bold maneuver
heat-seeking
by
upgrade. Wow. sure your clinics are prepped. Uh-oh. False flag follow-up. BP.
Tech Corporation Taeyong Medical continue to emerge. Sources close to the multinational giant inform me that it has successfully purchased rival corporation N-Protech of Scotland.
We have a conversational boss fight coming up.
N-Pro stock had taken a dip earlier.
Nice place you got here.
Please! I didn't mean to.
Where's Megan Reed?
Reed? I don't know.
Stop lying, Sal. I know you kidnapped her and her team. I know you're out to destroy Seraph Industries.
Seraph?
I also know you're working with that son of a bitch who left me to die. So where's Megan?
No, you got it wrong. You think I'm behind it all, but I'm not. I'm just like you. The hired help.
You're the head of a billion-dollar mega corporation.
And you think that will protect me. But it doesn't. These men, they're bigger than Sarif, bigger than Tayo. I'm nothing compared to their ambitions.
What are you talking about?
Sarif knows. Ask him. He thought he could protect his staff with subdermal GPLs. But these men, they control global interests at a whim. One called Picus, and the implants couldn't be heard. I thought they'd sent you here to kill me. You've got to help me. Please. You've made it this far. Surely you can protect me. Surely. Surely you can protect me. Men never fail to underestimate women.
Adam,
I
what
thought we had a conversational boss fight with her. I completely forgot.
Panic room. She's got a goddamn panic room.
Yeah, well, so do I. Forget about her right now. Get to the hangar bay, fast.
Ended up in his personal account. I'm sure it was just...
Praxis. I want... Oh, I can't do this yet. I wanted to get this... Oh, yeah.
You hear me? So call this area on the double and find its ass. Now!
Someone's running.
Still haven't located. He's around here somewhere.
Wow, cloaking makes some encounters useless.
You anywhere
Or-
near their hangar bay?
I'm heading there now.
Just
Get those
ignore
bay
me.
doors open or this rescue
I'm gonna
attempt
end the
ain't
stream in
happen.
like 6 minutes.
Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security bots prior to opening doors. Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security bots prior to opening doors.
They get it?
Hangar doors locked.
No.
Incorrect security sequence.
Alright, let me try that again.
Please disable security bots prior.
If I get those 2 grenades off, I can clear this in like a minute.
Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security bots prior to opening doors.
Activate self-destruct sequence.
There you go. Done. Robot's done.
Security measures disabled. Hangar doors unlocked.
I don't think I've ever like looked around this hangar at all.
Security measures disabled.
Oh, that's a good find.
Security measures disabled. Hangar doors unlocked. Attention. Open hangar bay doors.
Jensen, time to hightail it back to Detroit. Get in.
Let's go.
We're going to Detroit.
What?
We're going to Montreal.
Oh yeah, we gotta go to Montreal first.
Damn right you will.
Send him to Quebec. No, not Quebec. Anything but Quebec.
Are you sure about this? I mean, it's not some tiny cable station you're infiltrating.
Zhao mentioned an Eliza and a phone call to Picus. Put them together, it has to mean Eliza Kassan is in on this.
You don't think that's a bit of a leap? The world's most famous news anchor working with a mercenary hit squad?
We can argue the fine points later.
I like how they chose the fucking shitty Olympic Stadium that was a mess to build and is like a giant embarrassment because of how much of a piece of shit it was. That's the headquarters of this news station.
Jensen, it's Pritchard. Malik tells me you want Eliza Kassan's location.
If it's not too much trouble.
It's not. I bypassed the firewall easily, and I've pulled up a 3D model of their floor plan. Her office is in the tower, room 404.
On my way.
Room 404, you get it? You get it? Yeah, that is a good place to stop. Yeah, Deus Ex, Human Rev. That was another good chunk of the game taken out, actually. That'll be the end of the YouTube recording. Thanks for watching. There'll be more of this soon. But good see ya.